What's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for subscribing. Oh my goodness, it has been awesome stuff. The channel has been growing every single day, like by a few, like 4 or 5 new people, 4 or 5 new people, 2 or 3 new people. So thank you guys so much. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys being here with me. So I have a question for you guys out there. And we're going to be talking about small businesses and how it is, especially if you're a window cleaner or a power washer or a gutter cleaner or a landscaper or a painter or whatever it is that you do outside. So here's what I want to talk to you guys about today. How to save a little bit of money, okay? You're not making money while you're driving. You're not making money while you're talking to a customer, okay, about, possibly getting that account. You're making money, if you're a window cleaner, when you're on the glass. You're making money, if you're a gutter cleaner, when you're on a ladder taking care of gutter cleaning. You're making money when you're a landscaper, landscaping for the customer, right? When you're out there. So here's what happens. There's like this circle of life that happens, okay? Because Lion King is out now, and so we're gonna be talking about circle of life. So you have the customer that calls you. Okay, before the customer calls you, they have to do advertisement. That's a whole other video, okay, in itself. How does the customer get a hold of you, okay? But anyways, so we're at the point now where the customer calls you and says, hey, Eric, or whatever your name of your company is, we want to get business. We want to do, let's say, gutter cleaning. And you're like, yes, we can do gutter cleaning for you. And so this is how I do it. But before that, so you got them calling you, you've got to take their information down, you've got to drive out to their place, you've got to give them a quote, but they're not there. Mrs. Jones didn't come to that because she was late, because she was at a soccer practice and their kids ran over and big headaches. So now you went from 15 minutes there and 15 minutes back, so that's a half hour. Mrs. Jones calls you back, you guys spend another 10 minutes on the phone, as well as the other 10 minutes that you were just talking to each other. So now you're at 50 minutes of time on the phone with Mr. Customer that hasn't even paid you, and now you've got almost an hour wrapped into them, and they haven't even paid you a dime, okay? So what happens now is Mrs. Jones calls you back and says, hey, let's go for tomorrow at 12:30. You are like, oh my gosh, I have a job over here I got to do at 12:30, but I'll push that back to 1. So now you go back out. So now we already got 50 minutes wrapped into it. So now we're going to go 15 minutes out there again. And now we're going to walk around with the customer, and they're going to talk to us about their gutters that they have. And you're like, yes, they need to be cleaned out. Yes, no, I won't forget that. No, we won't forget the downspouts. No, we won't forget this part. And then you'd get back in your car, and you've lost 15 minutes there, 15 minutes there, because now you overpriced yourself. And the customer says, well, my old person was overly booked, but they're able to do it, and they can do it for $99, and you're at $150 for gutter cleaning. And you're like, what? What, Mr. Customer? Like, it's like almost, why are you wasting my time? Now you're 15 minutes behind. You're actually a half hour late for the other customer that you just told that they have already locked it down, but you pushed them a half hour ahead so that way you can take care of Mrs. Jones and give her a quote. So now, between all the time that you've wrapped up into them, with driving back now and driving to their house and having a half hour there and 15 minutes there, you're almost at 2 hours wrapped up into this customer, all right? And you haven't made any money. You haven't made any money at it. So here's what I want you to do. The back office in your business is where you're going to lose money or make money. Okay, and a lot of people don't get that. People are like, oh no, Eric, I'm really good at it. I use my, phone and I mark everything down, and I go talk to them, and I give them this really cool contract, and I sign up everything. Yeah, okay, if you're doing like $10,000 or above, or $3,000 or above, maybe you might want to go see the project, okay, or show up to the house. When we show up to a house, it is literally the first time that we've been on that property. Now, obviously, if it's a routine customer that we take care of monthly, my guys take care of monthly places for window cleaning when it comes to homes. It's crazy to think that Michigan, overseas, you get people that are wanting to do window cleaning all the time over there monthly, but here in the States, that's not really a normal here, okay? So anyways, so you got all this time wrapped up in you, you're not making any money. How do we make that back office a little bit better for you guys out there? So if you're a landscaper, you guys are grass cutters or something like that, here's how we're gonna do it. Google Earth has been earth-shattering for us, okay? And here's why. A customer calls me. Now this house that I'm about to show you was the old house I grew up in Pontiac area in Michigan, okay? And it is now no longer livable. I know the owners of this house. We actually talked over the weekend. It's the family that owns it now. They said it would be all right to shoot a video about this, so I'm bringing this to you today because of it. But this is the old house that I grew up on. So I'll bring it a little closer. It is run down. Obviously, if I touch the camera, here, we're not doing it because we're on Facebook Live. Okay, so this is the best view that you're gonna get. Oh, here we are. Okay. Wow, it's like ever changing. Perfect. So I can get an area view. I can change the house around. I can spin it around. So they called, let's say these people called for a gutter cleaning quote. I'm going to give them a gutter cleaning quote, but I'm also going to go ahead and give them a window cleaning quote as well. So now I'm going to hit 3D so I can turn that house a little bit around so I can see the windows. Let's see if I can get that zoomed in. Okay, see how I can see the side windows there, and I can do the same thing. I can swing this around, this door, look, you can see it's kicked in. Okay, so obviously nobody lives here, but let's just say somebody did live here and those doors weren't wide open and such. Okay, on this, I'm giving them a window cleaning quote, a gutter cleaning quote, and a power washing quote. But Eric, all they called you for is just gutter cleaning. You're right, they only called for gutter cleaning, but I'm gonna give them all 3 quotes. And then we're going to assume the sale, okay? And people that I coach and I talk to about coaching, they understand what assuming the sale is. If you guys don't know what assuming the sale is, we can work with you, I can coach you, okay? It does cost money if you're guys interested in that part, but this is not this video, so if you guys want to, you can get a hold of me and we can talk about that. All right, so I know that but Eric, how do you tell what's in front of the bushes? Because this is your house as you grew up as a kid. You know, this is a house that we moved from a trailer park to this, and then this to a trailer park, which I was happier because we had more kids around the neighborhood when we were kids. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna hit this little dude in the corner. It's gonna save you guys so much time. Obviously, you see the area view that you guys get already. And then I'm gonna back away, and there's gonna be a blue line. Sometimes that blue line's not there, and sometimes that blue line's not there because people don't want you to know what their house looks like on Google Maps, if you will. They will blank it out. They will pay for our services to make sure that their house is blanked out. It's actually cool. We do Bloomfield Hills, West Bloomfield, Birmingham, Rochester Hills, and a lot of houses are like that. But we have other ways of getting around that so we can see that house. I won't share on this video about that, but do you see how clear this is? Look how clear that is. I can tell you how many windows are in that house. I can see the siding on there. I can see the roof on there. I'm tipping this up to see, as if you can see the roof that way. But I can tell you everything about it. All right, so now the customer has called me. I've asked them for their address. I popped this up and I said, all right, Mr. Customer, you have a 1-story home, white vinyl, or is it aluminum? The customer sometimes gets freaked out, okay? They're like, what do you mean? How do you know? Are you here? Did you stop? And they're like looking out their window, trying to figure out where you're at and you're noticing them. I said, nope, I pulled you up on an area view. We have you on satellite and we're gonna go ahead and give you a quote. But you have never seen our house. You guys, not every picture's like this, but do you need to drive there? This would take me from my house where I live now in New Baltimore. It would take me an hour and 10 minutes there, and an hour and 10 minutes back if I was to give this house a quote. So that's 2 hours and 20 minutes just to drive. I'm not making any money while I'm there, okay, on this specific job, because we haven't locked in anything, we haven't signed a contract, we haven't did any paperwork, did any of that, okay? So it's very important to make sure that the back office stuff is taken care of, and how to strategically do that is to get rid of the driving time. We do this. But Eric, what if you miss a window? But Eric, what if we're one of the highest window cleaning, gutter cleaning, and power washing companies in the state of Michigan, okay? So if we miss a window, I'm really not going to be out as much as 2 hours of driving, plus the time it's gonna have to go back over there, because Mrs. Jones didn't like that quote because their next door neighbor was gonna do it for $60 and I'm at $200, okay? So that part doesn't matter. If I miss a little window or a little part of a section of a gutter, I'm okay with it, okay? We have certain prices for gutter cleaning for 1-story, 2-story, 3-story, 4-story, and the list goes on, okay? We also have pricing for decks, and wood decks versus vinyl decks versus deposit decks versus painted decks versus vinyl and aluminum siding versus bricking. We have sidewalk, blacktop. We have all kinds of different pricings for that, and the price list is in there so our guys can tell them exactly what it is and they know exactly where to go from. But Google Earth and how it's transformed our business has been huge. And the amount of money and thousands of dollars it's saved in gas and time spent. And you can say to your customer, if they're weirded out about it or they're upset that you're not coming, say, listen, Mr. Customer, if we drove an hour there and an hour back, you know, we're wanting to make the littlest, tiniest footprint in the earth while we're here on Earth. And this is a good way to let them know you're a green company by wanting to not have so much gasoline out there, or whatever you want to tell your customer on that aspect, I guess. But we just tell the customer we've been doing it this way for a long time, and we have. So we're no longer showing up at their house, knocking at their door, talking to the customer. We're talking to them over the phone. We're sales, and the sales team that I have, we work closely together, okay? The two people that answer the phones, we work really closely together to make sure that they're saying verbatim what I would say, okay? And how I would close a sale. Why does it have to be how I want it? It's because I own the company. If you wanna start your own company, you can tell them whatever you want to on the phone. But how I want it strategically done, in my professional opinion, Mr. Customer, I would do this, okay? Well, Mr. Customer, I would do this. Okay, but that doesn't make any sense. I don't give a shit what you want, but in my professional opinion, those little things matter. But anyways, that's more into coaching and things like that, but verbatim of how you say things. So Google Earth, can it help your business? Could it really transform your business? Think about it, you guys. Could this transform your business? Because remember, if you're a landscaper, you're not making any money if you're driving around trying to figure out, you know, I would always say you're chasing you know, pennies in order to get to $1, okay? So the dollar's over there, you're chasing all these little tiny pennies when you could have had the dollar already. How do you do that? Strategically place it just like this. Google Earth is one of those back office things that has transformed our business, and hopefully it will transform your guys' business out there. I cannot tell you how much money it has saved us, how much time, how much headache, all these things, you guys, that are out there just wasting away my time, that this was an awesome thing to be able to get into. If you guys don't have that Google Earth yet, go ahead and download Google Earth. I'm telling you, it is a phenomenal app, and you guys are gonna love it for your guys' business. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing. If you guys been on here and still watching after 14 minutes, bless your soul. I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Love yous.